fumble them. I know say Prince Crewman been done. You don't introduce this program,
Okay,
and
okay, Seku John. My goodness. Fambule, when I get for forgive me. Do you hear me now? No, so.
yeah, I did hear you because maybe don't
So
begin
I
talk.
made
Sef.
I made a huge error. But all the
Oh,
introduction of the show, I was on
uh-huh.
mute. And because I not be
Oh,
able to read the comments, because I dey look am from one side of the TV,
mm-hmm.
so I'm sure say Fambulem will be don't advise me say I need to see another yengi, but still I
Yes.
continue. Yeah, I sure say then comments in the day. So can I use the opportunity for apologize? Seku John, introduce yourself quickly, and then I will continue for say what I'm going to say.
Okay, fumble them. Una good evening. This na Psycho John. I just joined una because I be late. But I just joined una. So I was surprised why I not see Prince as just see they see I feel saying a free turn at this because see lights up in there. So anyway, this na Cycle John Barry, the man we can write the long articles and he rest in case. So over to you, Prince.
All right, many thanks. I see Peter Dowder, and now I'm able to see the comments. Them, I mean, social media can be so ruthless. Peter Dowder, man. I mean, of course, I take you comments, even though I find and deeply scathing. You know, by the way, how you end up, you don't even feel sorry and think about technical issues. You say, I they talk to myself just like APC. Anyway, take that, yeah, I mean, no offense. Thank you very much. Fambulem, can I apologize? And this is why if fine for let you get the double side of your TV, and if Seku John not been joined, it have been difficult for that understand, say that me microphone they on mute. But now that it's on mute, waiting I've been try for Sila just recap am because I said a lot, and we'll get for edit this first part of the program. I mean later on, because there's a significant conversation, one a monologue where we not hearing nothing at all. So it was much more like Dowda say that I've been to talk to myself, although I know I agree like saying with na APC, that's what APC can do, then just they talk to themselves. This not to APC they talk, this not then and now they talk, and we are talking to Fambulem. So, family, what I've been trying for say, can I first of all bring greetings to Una from the TNN TV Media Empire and express thanks and appreciation for Una patience, even though I wasn't being heard. But Una know say this is not typical of the platform. It must have been some technical error, which it was, but largely of my own doing because I've been there on a muted microphone. And people that when they do programs of this kind, probably they won't forgive me, but they go understand, say that these are possibilities that it can happen. But what we they talk about here today, as soon as we don't see the subject matter, is post-elections. Post-elections, election not hold on already. Marabio has been declared a winner. We've been to talk about legitimacy and illegitimacy. In we last two broadcast them, we try for outline the definition, contextually speaking, illegitimacy and legitimacy. Now, 9 days today from when we hold the elections on the 23rd. Today, now the 3rd of July, we hold the elections in June 24, 2023. So 9 days don't elapse already. And here we are.
If I still get it.
6 days, between 6 and 7 days don't reach from where they read the result.
Okay, no,
The
no, no.
result declare Madabio as a winner. So Fambulem, just for reiterate on what I'm going to go over, once again, me na my name Prince Emil Koma. This na the TNN TV Media Empire. We get over 100 people, 140 people on tuning. We would have gone past this a long time ago because I've been seeing people and they come in and out. Maybe I wasn't being heard. But this is the TNN TV Media Empire. And me where they talk to one and my name Prince Emil Kroma. Today na the 3rd day of July 2023. And we are going to talk about post-elections. And we ask the question of Sierra Leoneans, what is the way forward? If we now look at the ticker scroll at the bottom of the screen, we now go see a number there. What you would ask of this program is people and for feel free for call, for express their view, their perspective, their opinion, their analysis in many different ways, shape, or form as to how they see the elections, how the elections play out. Marabio being declared winner, waiting at the way forward. Please feel free for do that. So now calling program, but una not touch that dial, and all we dey ask una for do and for continue for shape. Thank you so much. Yes. Um, Once again, welcome, Fambulem, TNN TV Media Empire. Me, other media analyst, is Sekou John Barry, there on the platform. What you've been say is like it's 1 week plus. Now, Mada Biosi don't have power. The question of illegitimacy and legitimacy, Marabio, they go on an ECOWAS conference for go sit down with him peers them, in peers, in the form of other heads of states of other countries them. Before going to this ECOWAS summit, he will be transporting himself via Nigeria, a massive state, a big border if you will like. And the idea that they go there first before they go na the conference na Guinea-Bissau or so, this says a lot. It explains a lot. And we're not going to try for go deep into that. We can speculate on that because we get an idea as to what's going to happen. The fact that Nigeria is a massive country, especially in the West Coast, the entire Africa, but specifically in the West Coast, you know, say you get for respect Big Brother. Big Brother, they spend money per online institutions there. So has a lot of influence. And if you want to let Big Brother be on your side, this is part of the lobbying process. You therefore express some respect to them. However, I think I've said quite a lot. Since we get Sekou John on the platform, Sekou is been like almost a week, if not a week, from where the results of the presidency was read. Mada Bio declared winner. Questions about legitimacy and illegitimacy. But we see now that the president they go to a first conference of sitting heads of state, which to me is more like an endorsement if they go for accept and they without condition. So I wonder what you take in all of this 1 week after elections.
Okay, thank you very much, Prince Crewman. I think I just want to remind Fambulem again, like the All People Congress Party, them been don't say then not recognize the results, and today back then don't re-echo that position, that stance the way them been take by issuing a press release. We then take another step further for allay people in fears by because some people them in the talk say, well, uh, make the All People Congress go to court, but today they don't make and clear say they are not going to court and say they know they go to court because of the experience we then get with the court. Then cite examples of cases where they get in a court, I think na Bo, and then some cases na Freetown, and then the way and manner how the courts been deal with the 10 MPs where they remove them a parliament, they not even rerun the elections. Instead, then just appoint the SLPP there. And then cite one of the other instance where they say because the person wey been dey closer na been NGC, so they decide for rerun that elections day. So wetin dem dey try for do in that dem press release na for lay a case as to why they no dey go court because they highlight dem thing and they say so therefore dem no believe say dem go get justice na court because according to them they say na a captured court something or captured judges or something like that. So them believe say judgment will be something like a captured judgment. So now one-sided, already known decisions or judgment. So now that make them know they go, and they still say they stick to waiting them be say that they know they take part into any governance na the country, any level of governance na the country. So we know say we get the government, we na the central government, they will get something like a local government. So while waiting APC they try for say they no mix, then no go take part like the council now, whether na the councils or the parliament, they no did it. They say they no go be a party to it, and today back then don't reaffirm or then don't re-echo what them may say before. So these are the things. So now, like people them don't raise so many people and they ask questions as to whether then go able stick to this. Because remember now, well, na 5 years journey, but now whether now the APC go able stick to waiting then decide. Like I even do a short piece asking whether the APC united enough for stick by this decision, or whether the APC go really like they all go come together as a team and then listen to the leadership of the party for stick by this decision where they take. Because say uh, in other cases, like would they see maybe they will be infiltrated, some man they begin count some opposite views, or say, well, we no go dey into this. So I mean they ask questions surrounding that, so but all that thing and again a matter of wait and see. Because if the party is united behind these decisions, so later now I ask say, okay, let's assume say the party really united, then stand by this decision, then stand behind the leaders na the party, say they no go dey part, like they no go take part in any at any level of governance. Wetin go happen then? So they will go end up for see and get a parliament wey na only SAPP with the paramount chief. Of course, the paramount chiefs them we no need for her to head who side them go dey, especially most of them, especially when we been done dey see some paramount chief them in the already talk say, I mean, shall I say, bully their citizens or threatening like their citizens say, okay, then for vote for Usai, then the paramount chief want. We don't see that, we don't see video of that. So if that be the case, definitely if we get them kind paramount chief then a parliament, definitely then get for the behind any bill way government want for make that bill will pass into law. So now, how una go describe a parliament wey na only SFPP dem dey, if the APC dem stand by wetin dem say? But again, maybe again
So,
because we
so,
still
so Seku, if you don't mind me interfering there, you're making good points there. But I want to bring you come back to a point where probably we can take them from going forward, which is, for example, and you most likely may understand this far more than a lot of us. The system used for this election, which are the district block system or PR, for example, it shows the party get sway over candidates. So I know one of the things them way Fambul and they express some hesitation about is whether, and you just say something like that will make me for jump in, is whether the APC go stick to the guns where they say, where they pull a position statement say, we are not going to support this government in any way, shape, sense, or form, which is we are not going to take these positions that we won. Normally, if you operate as the candidate on an individual basis, yes, you can. But on a party basis, and especially the system used in which the party is responsible, the question here is if the party don't say we are not going to take these positions, my understanding is party officials or elected personnel then from the party cannot go around this and go take on somehow. The party in say get for stand. I wonder how much of this you understand for breaking down to family them. Is this the case in a PR system?
Okay, no, well, this like I believe say whether if whether even if it's not like they're not being a PR system, because I believe say the party then get power, because I think even section 77K by something that the constitution talk about party, how them for withdraw a member of parliament if he cease for become a member of a political party. So that in itself give power to the political party there. So let us say for example, let us say somebody say he defy the party, he say okay me dey go sit down yonder. I believe say 77K again, 77K go apply if that political party they don't take decision against the individual MP. But I believe say na 77K. I don't if I quote the constitution right. Uh, okay, somebody they say no sound. I don't know wetin happen, but somebody they
No,
say
now
no
the old
sound.
one. We dey get sound now. Now old
Okay,
one when me have
okay.
just
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah, yeah. So what I mean they say, I believe say section 77K of the 1991 constitution talk about how somebody go a member of parliament, he go cease for become a member. I think if he cease for be a member of a political party. But now that section they give powers to the political parties them. But who side the catch it in there now? But what about if the ruling, let's say the party now opposition, like in this case, because cases then don't they now again in history where the members of political the members of parliament, they're not in there in good terms with them political parties. The political party go out withdraw them. But just because they don't lean to the ruling party, I think that they don't happen even under the APC. You understand? Where I think some members of PMDC or something, I don't forget somebody where they call the party in yeah, like be really they in line with in political party. I just the waiting because the thing they come on and off. But like if now then politician that member of parliament dey, e don't get problem with him party one withdraw say okay now this don't cease for be a member of a political party, so therefore them for withdraw am from parliament. But if they find out say the ruling party, the government, as long as that individual they dance to their own tune, you dey find out say then they block, they no dey gree for late, they withdraw am. You understand? So these are the things. So you dey find out say that person they continue for go sit in a parliament despite where you not get business with him party. But as long as the ruling party okay with him and wait time for vote come, maybe if not for count, he did on the side of the ruling party, definitely it can did it. So that all goes down again to the system, how the politicians they abuse the system. Because by right, if that be the case, the ruling party not for block, they not for use them pass for block. But you dey find out say once na salon and it don't be in the past, then they block that party, they no go able withdraw that member of parliament there. Over to you, Prince.
Yes, Sekou John. Many thanks for that, for bringing we membership, we live viewers them globally up to speed on what the situation most likely is or what it will turn out for B. I want to take you back to a quick one on the issue of legitimacy, Sekou John. About a week ago, the result of the presidency was read out. Of course, part of which we will talk about, or mainly which we will talk about, now a protest on the side of the All People's Congress that waiting, pardon me, they actually win. They may not take those seats up or those positions then up. In other words, my understanding is now for make the presidency or this government appear for look like they are illegitimate by APC not cooperating. But then the APC will need the international community. And as we speak, the president is on his way to an African heads of states meeting on a regional level. Broke this down for audience within this potentially mean in the bigger scheme of things what they talk about legitimacy, illegitimacy, election results, international observer, and you name it.
Okay, thank you very much again. Okay, like normally when of a president is elected or re-elected for the second time, would you see like people in the countries them around the world they rush for congratulate the president, and that serves as an endorsement, but like in this case now we dey see the slow pace. Again, not only all kind were riffraff country, for example, but we get key countries them big powers, no matter what. Some people them, because you dey find out say now na salon the you party in 2018 don't becomes an enemy in 2000 and 2023. But before now, they will say the EU, if they come, they endorse somebody, say they congratulate you. That na a big, na a heavyweight. And then United States, Britain, they're like their country then they. But you dey find out say from where then announce President Julius Maada Bio as the winner, we only get I see something where they say now the press release from Liberia, and then we see where they say the president now Turkey in WEFBA or something. So you just find out say, well, it's not much like how e used for be than na the fact. So you dey find out say there is something, a struggle of maybe is it recognition or something like that. But because then key countries them, like for example the EU, the US, or through this the US, the Carter Center, and then England, or you call them Britain, then not come out for congratulate because they raise issues. So, but again, we dey see some government people them, they go, they write, they try for defend and try for quotes. I've been they read somebody been post something, they try for talk about how the AU then be issue say the team be transparent, not get problem up till because interesting where people like some people like wey go book relay they can try for quote something then na the social media, but then they forget say like they can forget say then they implicate themselves because well the AU one side where the person code he say well the process been transparent up to the voting and the now the polling centers or polling stations the tallying of the result that side it been peaceful despite the violence. So if they find out say according to wetin that person dey post, then talk about from the elections, the day of the election, say e been peaceful, and the counting na dem polling centers dem dey e been transparent. But now who side dem not talk, dem not comment, na from the district level whether dem tally dey or not, wetin happen dey, and from the district level to the regional, wetin happen there. You understand? So yanda they not make comment. And this na a chain work. It start from the down to the district level, or let's say the them polling stations then they the process now they start where people then go vote, then count they then put na envelope, then give them left the RRF forms, then from there it go to the district level. Now they then supposed for make do a tally, check wetin comot at the district, na the other various, whether if you call chiefdoms or the polling stations dem dey. From there now again, if dem don verify everything dey, then pass am to the district, to the regional. Then from the regional back, then check the commissioner, they all with party agent, they all certify the result before they send an Freetown for make the overall boss announce. So I believe say we say problem dey now from the district level to the regional and down to the ECS health boss in announcement. Like now that chain day, now they then say okay, transparency issue day na yeah. So not to down here, but I dey see some even some government officials and they quote who side and talk about from the polling station, they waiting happen there and the day of the elections. So when you read where some man they quote anything and they are just shake me head no more, I smile and laugh, you know. So these are the issues. But anything a phone in program, we go. I think say we for open the lines, right?
Yes, Sekou John, I will agree that we'll open the lines and Fambul and we will open the lines very, very soon in the next 1 minute or two. I will just want to post something, here to the other media analyst. But also, I'm during Sekou in monologue, I will get time for go through the messages then from the very onset. It show how much people are glued in onto waiting with the say, and how much people became stressed over the fact that they could see motions because in real video time, I am talking, I am all, yeah, like I'm active, but then there is sound. So a lot of people, yeah, frustratingly express the fact, say, then they hear me. So even though the apologies has been accepted, can I just say once more, thank you very much for understanding, and we hope say this not will happen again, and I take responsibility for that. Sekou John, before we open the lines, I want to let you touch on Marcela Samba Sisi new National Elections Watch. You know me and you na possible we can scotch social media thoroughly. Waiting I noticed within the last 48, 72 hours is Marcela Samba in name is being ridiculed. Ridiculed. And sometimes the way you can see something on purpose, it's easy for let you identify. And then few bloggers then can come out and quickly identify themselves by where they are with extreme, no caution at all for sure say this is where we belong. And what will they say? Now because now also we belong, that's why we are doing it. The reason why they say this is what you observe within the last 24, 36, or 72 hours is a determination on the part of some, I don't know who, but for damage Marcela Samba Sisi incredibility and the organization. And the reason why, because she had a counter report as opposed to what Mohammed Kone read. And as we speak, so today, what me understand, I try for contact Marcela, I still not able to forget him, but I don't left the country. We got to be careful what they say. Yes, we see it on a plane. Who knows whether an old photo? Who knows whether it was doctored and etc. I don't know. But I be one for you got much new. We did do during this election and press conference where they hold. And if Marcela Samba is today under threat, the reason why, or whether you know whether Marcela is still in the country or she's left the country.
Okay, thank you very much. I go tell una say from a reliable source between the new. I talked to one senior person within the provinces. For security reasons, I don't go call in name, but Marcella don't left. Today, me and the person will talk for long, and after again, we did social media with the person. I see we senior again, senior government officials like in the attack in the Marcella, then the attack new how new no how new what new gets with the EU, then get an agenda, regime change agenda, then fabricate, then they go on with then stories and they I don't go on for use fabricate, but I believe I will be safe again for use the word fabricate because then one the way they talk so they not provide evidence. So we they say because if you check then they smear the lady name now, how now, all sort of things. Then they talk about the lady for just smear a name, just because in say according to the sampling way they make them he believe say them for go run off. That na only crime. So interestingly, I be one car with this person at the platform where na a senior person na the new. I no go talk now who's part na the country. But when me and the person talk, we talk for long. He tell me, say, bo cycle, he say He said the only thing no more right now, with the lie low first because of security reasons. Like even the Marcella, they really threaten in life, so now that make it left. But he say but dis na the new, for example, wey in 2018 the SLPP dem be really rely on we for get certain information wey again the EU be rely on dem dis same new for get information about the elections, how voting take place, because dem get observers na dem the various polling stations dem across the country. E say and like dem give dem own accurate information and about the votings at that time, and SLPP were like they were happy with that. He said but na the same their own standard no change, na the same standard dem use again for this 2023 elections. He said but just because now some people want for protect their own interest, they no care about the country, according to just the quote the person, dem then na their own selfish interest, so now that make them decide for come after new and for for hound the lady until he run away. But I go tell you say he don't left, because even the person tell me even where Marcella been want they try for left, dem be wan intercept her na Lunge, but some talks happen. They later they ended up for left the country. So this nine are the situations, but a lot of people they will see now the effort. But they find out say for the past 5 years we see a pattern of government officials and government operative for hound anybody were critical against the government, or at least most people. One other example is the Auditor General. We see leading to in suspension, like wetin bin dey happen wey newspaper dem people in the write article, then they accuse am here and there, try for discredit am, try for make it look like somebody wey na a villain, wey na a bad person, wey no like the country. Then now before the president take action, say okay, let we suspend this person, make the investigator. And from that time they take up till date, wetin una hear about that? Nothing. You understand? So court, you see the system. It's just like for just take them away from the road, or maybe I think say maybe in work being they block somebody from doing something, that make them just decide say a little friend way for set them aside. Okay, well you dey see that na a similar pattern. You dey see dem label CSO the way just dey for dance, some man na wetin sef. You dey find out say, well, when some people then they say state captured on wetin say na the country, you find out if you check institutions them. For example, the security sector, wetin they write na dem press release, like saying Marcela Samba wetin he do unconstitutional, wetin he dey against the law, wetin the constitution say, because na only corner na im get right for announce result. Marcela Samba don announce result, but I no fit say Marcela Samba be announce any result. He just talk about wetin he get, he no declare, nobody say na this or that, but he say him feel say this based on fact. But we see IGR when I think Andrew Lavali him been do predict, he predicts, he come out with figures, he do some, I think some research or interviews, then he come out with a figure, he say he believe say Madabio they win, he even give figure. But then they will not see nobody, only few people vilify am or again challenge in report. I think I read one article where na pro opposition newspaper na im write am, where they challenge the method where he use. Okay, for challenge the method, not bad. You can challenge, but now for try for demean the person, try for vilify the person, try for attack the person, cause am, disrespect am, just because he do wetin required of am. Because this na civil society, for heaven's sake. Then why then na the responsibility, na part of the job for observe the elections and then get observers right across the country. right? You don't do in your report. You say no, this now, and not for saying that because of Mother BO or SAPP or because na 2023 make this woman begin do this work. She started this way back. So you check this woman in work, check new them work, whether really na this kind work them plan do. But now for target and begin say how then in EU na regime waiting regime change plan and then get blah 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 talk this. So man they say sometimes it's heartbreaking, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's my own take on the issue.
Yes, Secretary John, many thanks for that. And just before we open the line, if I can just ask you one final question, not on the entire episode, but just before we open the line. And family, I promise you now, this is not the last question. Because once we begin for open the line and people then begin for intimate, we'll try for guesstimate, yeah, potentially the questions then way people then go ask, so that we be say we don't prepare the ground for that. Or in an open fashion. So Seku, assuming that Marcella Samba has fled, Marcella Samadon left with all of the evidence we get. And to a certain extent, we know say APC been rely on Marcella in evidence the way he get regarding the election. So if this news is true and is sounding very plausible, that it is true, because person like you with a reputation of media is saying from your sources, trust but verify, they've confirmed to you that it is true that Marcella don't left. What in this mean for the bigger picture? Is this the end of the APC campaign for some sort of justice regarding the election results? Marcela Samba don't leave. Will there be any gravitas as to any other complaint that somebody go on lodge? Because Marcela was the most formidable one with the organization with alleged proof in the form of RRF forms. If she's left, what is left?
No, well, we still new na Marcella no more left. Again, he just left na the country. At least well, he better way again for in life he left. But I believe say any side he dey na the world, this na technological voting self. You can dey any side you do you work. I believe so. Especially now you get the data and everything. I believe say if you want for help the country again, like for make let things then be clear, like you can present in your own data we get. But I believe say I don't think say APC then go rely on am heavily for prove their own case, because as I am sure that them been get pulling agents them all over the country. So well save na the side I don't know whether Kaila or then side they need them been get. But I believe say I dey assume say they get. So if they get, then get their own RRF forms. Then get their own evidence we then they put together. I think I been because like Falabana me on this street, the candidates that we been did then be able to get everything, then collate everything. In fact, they then are the first batch of people that we put together their own data, So I believe say the APC now is supposed to be a big party where it could be surprising and it could be, shall I say, foolish on their part for make them not get then data ready if they want for challenge anything, because if they find out that the press release then they call say well then go like forget a commonwealth like judges from the commonwealth something for sidon and such a case, but they not prefer for lady salon judiciary so, sidon on them matter than they. So if then they'll say example like then demand say okay they want for judges from the commonwealth countries for go salon, any commonwealth country send judges
Yeah,
say
caller, hold the line, please. Let's see John just complete him point
they
and
they
we'll come
then
online.
decide say okay we dey talk on the we dey come
Thank you.
try for settle this issue. Yeah, I believe say dem go get the evidence for provide for show say well na dem win or dem candidate win or dem candidate get certain amount wey make dem for go run off. I believe say dem go get am.
All right, thank you, John. Many, many thanks for that. And family, like we say, this is not a calling program. This is not the TNA TV Media Empire where they provide a hub for the conversation from every aspect of life, every walk of life. Every Sierra Leonean, welcome to the platform. Today, na a calling program, and we happen forget we first caller on the line, and the caller will introduce himself or herself and show who side they call from, and the floor is all yours. Caller.
Yeah, my brother Prince, this na Momodo from the to same. I don't know if you were able to recognize me.
Of course. I know now, sir. I just catch up now. Yes, I do know you. Yeah.
So you know I had a call from London.
Thank you.
And I also want to say thanks to Mr. Barry for his really sound analysis then. And I get few points then, to be honest, for my contribution. I don't know if a time bound, but I would
a time bound, but when Mr. Masare call, we give him all the time.
Thank you very much. And I really take partner in program, but obviously with your program, I know the credibility and the kind of professionalism we're involved in. First of all, then there's I think over the weekend, I really Mr. Barry been a host, been a moderating program, and you been there somewhere in central London to give you brilliant analysis. Then I've been so impressed. Actually, that was in the calling program, so I've been missed out somehow. Contribute.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. But I know some other people in the wait on the line. Let me go straight to some few points there no more. I understand Mr. Barry really talked about the elections now. We rightly so. Today, Sierra Leone, it depends who you talk to. For them to get the kind of answer or the right answer there. And then they don't go even down to the institutions then. It depends about almost all the institutions there now. Then I like the phrase where I think, to be honest with you, from the Africanist press, I've been kind of read that phrase, the state captured institutions.
Yeah.
I like that phrase there, And today, in Sierra Leone, they see the division, the kind of division where don't happen, where they go on now, they tell you, say, you give them for them to get what you want, or a honest answer. Call it a honest answer. And Mr. Barry really made that point there. So, with reference to the report now, what happened during this election, it hard to get a honest answer from it. But the evidence is clear, everything clear. We get independent observers then, and also with it, when I just been talking about Marcela Sambana, also, we stand on a very straight line to give an accurate picture of really what happened. And then people today and this past. I don't know if I would refer to this as a government yet because it's still not done yet. But the not just a bill and a lieutenant them, and they look after you. If you don't say the right thing, they look after you. And Masala Samba in that position, then away, she's in life there at stake. So that all come into this division today. Even you neighbor, you don't trust them. The institutions then, you don't trust them. The reason why, and I agree with APC strongly there, we then try to avoid the court this time because they not trust the court. The judicial system is not trusted anymore. And if I read today, this evening, what come now was that the Sierra Leone Bar Association pull a press, and which I read in that press day, to be honest with you, as a legal-minded person, I'd even ashamed now for associating myself with the Bar Association. I know the talks are all the lawyers, but of course, as an institution, and everybody being a legal-minded person, it attends you. So that area there of the institutions, they're not being able to stand up to their own principles then, such as the courts and the Bar Association and the ONS and all the other institutions that so far really try to endorse this matter bill in a related one. And it's shameful. I think the other point now where I just to see this being time, Mother Bill try for gather support now within the country. internationally, you not get them. And I even doubt about this, say, the Guna, Guinea-Bissau, or another country. I did doubt because so far, all the countries and they mute, which is unusual, and for congratulate them. And even if it go there, maybe not just due to a long-standing protocol, perhaps I don't know. That, but not necessarily say endorsement to them. I don't think so because APC is still standing ground, and if APC continue for standing ground, what are the feel like? So within the next 3 months, it will be tough for the SLPP as a party or even any government to try for fun. Because here is the suggestion would be that if any thing in parliament, there will be no opposition. And no institution, no government of a democratic credential, no one for work with a government who will not get an opposition. That would be very difficult. I don't think so that would happen. Not for talk about the financial institutions that now, such as IMF and the World Bank. So actually, I think Neil's suggestion is that for let APC stand the ground and let the people's voice be heard, and waiting over APC for continue for doing continue for support the ordinary grassroots supporters then, the Leoneans then, we mostly now hand to mouth with and they live in that country today. They really live in is hand to mouth. Maybe they get for do not in a classic way, a state within the state. That all the APC and offices then they're able to do a kind of charity for help. I mean, if they need fund from the diaspora, I'm not saying if they send this idea out, the diaspora will try for buy and do it. But it gets to be transparent. It gets to be very, very quickly. That they're able to put something together. The Israelis they really suffer due to whatever might be sanctions or embargo that are country. That then we will tap into some of these benefits, these resources where the party together.
Okay, Mr. Masari, the line they glow red. I mean we get callers the way one call. But just before you make quite some good points in there. We go address that to me and say John. But just before you go, I just want to ask you one quick question. How much faith do you have in APC holding to their position? In other words, when the party say, do not take up your positions. These are the party in official position. Do you think that could go through? That then go honor those that are elected go honor that position there?
To be honest with you, in the interest of good faith, I think and in the interest of good leadership as well, it's difficult as an organization to get everybody always on board. You always get the critics then. That's common, that's there. But that's where the leadership come in. That's where and patriotism come in within the party. So I think I still get faith in the leadership because this current APC executive, now new one, and this like testing time for them. So then therefore galvanize, then therefore go around people and say, look, these are times not to no more for the party, but in the interest of the country, we need to make sure we succeed in this fight.
All right.
Otherwise, if we fail, then we don't lose trust and confidence from we voters then.
All right, Mr. Momodu Masari calling from the United Kingdom. I want for so many thanks. We go talk about that, here shortly. But let's just go to the next caller. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
No?
You need for turn your program down to 0 where you listen to so that we're able for you really safe. No, you didn't listen to the program simultaneously. Turn the volume down to 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody, I watch on my TV, then I see the number 440774010.
Brother, listen. We understand say you watch turn your television or wherever you watch the program to 0. Bring your volume down to 0.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So if you can identify yourself and who you they call from and the floor is yours, please.
Okay, I am Mina Gabriel. I call from Ghana.
Wonderful.
And it's a pleasure for joining this wonderful platform. I don't listen to you guys and the analysis and just mind blowing. So what they will say, even though the last 3 days Brother Prince, they insist that they believe that APC for gonna cuts. I believe say the position with APC don't outline by them press conference for be the right thing with them for do, because if they're gonna cut, it will make no difference at all. The need for take that stand so that they will paralyze this government and cause an uprising and international isolation. We will remove the BU administration from power. But any attempt for them to use any legal means, they will even legitimize the regime. And just imagine, look at Aleje, look at Kamaremba. You will notice the justice system have been captured, as Chernobyl always say. So I am not subscribing to APC to even attempt for going to cut that. So that's my position. Thank you very much.
Gabriel, many thanks, here for taking the opportunity for speaking to the Den and now for the very first time. We're really thankful, and from Ghana as well. Please greet the Ghanaian audience.
We don't share. I share and today to
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, brother, and continue for.
For the join up there. I don't tell them about. I send you YouTube, your analysis, then just unexplainable. Then I don't. We glad back when they bring people like the time when I bring Charles Magai, when I bring Claudius Femi, and I wish them able get people like Radu and other people there for come. Let it look balanced, because
yes.
The SLBB they isolate the program maybe for personal personal reasons. But however, we're really grateful. The program is big. We pray for let this program reach a higher height. And I want before Leona call Chernobyl, Leona able get Marcella talking about this program, because we in Ghana they promote the program big time, because me are the chairman of the Sierra Leone community, one of the Sierra Leone community in Ghana.
Gabriel, thank you very much. I can't say thank you much enough. Of course, he could not able for talk now. Maybe he's overwhelmed, but I'm sure say he's equally very thankful. The importance about what you say is when I continue for like. When you like, you can't get 10,000 viewers and you get 100 like. When you like and you get thousands of viewers, we'll be able to bring top guests then like the one that we call. But thank you and greetings to Ghana. Okay, let's go to the next caller. Thank you, Gabriel. Caller, are you there? Caller, you did it?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you can call your name, sir, and Usa you the call from, and the floor is all yours.
All right, I'm concerned citizen calling from Washington D.C. and thank you, Mr. Prince, and your co-host. I discovered you guys a month ago, and what a brilliant analysis. Thank you guys very, very much.
Thank you, sir.
As to your question, what is our way forward? I truly believe that we need a constitutional reform in our land. We need to throw the whole thing and build a new one. Because institutions are not there. Without institutions, there is no democracy. And institutions are not just building. Institutions are the people that work in the institution. If you don't get credible, moral, ethical people that work in that institution, not just nothing, not just a building. I completely agree with you, Mr. Prince, that APC should exhaust all legal avenues in Salon. Based on international law, you have to exhaust all legal avenues first in your country. I mean, history is all over the world. South Africa, throughout that operation, they follow the legal system. Even though they know say the legal system is against them, they still pursue that legal system. All that is to make a point. Here in America, where we live, African Americans up to today, they are taking stuff to court, even though it might not be just or whatever. You still have to take it. And APC should go into the in Parliament and make that a platform to protest. If you're not in a parliament, how you to protest? How the rest of the world will hear you? If you did silence, the government will use the laws against you. Now you're a private citizen. While if you're in parliament, you have some kind of legitimacy to make noise. that the parliament, whatever, go cover you on that aspect. Now, they them for use and organize the diaspora. But we, the people, my brother, I will say this before I left Naya. I left Salon 27 years ago in darkness. I returned Salon 27 years later in darkness.
Oh, dear.
So it doesn't matter which political party it is. It's all corrupt. And speaking about the corruptness, we Sierra Leoneans focus on the political aspect of it instead of the economic aspect in our land. Who rather to run the economy in our land? Not all foreigners. Not to Salomon. Not all foreigners. Not Lebanese, not Indian man, not these Turkish, not so them. Now they run the economy in the land. What do you feel say they run a country? Now money, not to talk. Not to talk. You know, we need a reform in our land, and what we want to do this is good. Let's continue this. If we people being smart, if we people for being green, nobody need to follow these two lucky party there. What you don't do for in 50 years?
Okay.
That's my question to the people who they follow them. What you don't do for in 50 years? What in? And 50 years ago, 60 years ago, we were in the same place as South Korea. 50, 60 years ago, we were in the same place as Malaysia. Inside the people in 50, 60 years ago, we were in the same place in Vietnam. Even the rest of the eat in our country will need to grow. Even the ballot them, for Christ's sake, we just vote for them. Not so they ship on our land. Man, all this is nonsense. We Sierra Leoneans need to move away from the political aspect and start rethinking economic aspect in our land. Now then they go better for we. Democracy, I frankly think democracy is difficult in Africa and in Sierra Leone because I frankly prefer economic security and peace than so-called vote for voting. How long will the vote? Voting don't change. Voting don't change. The last part, while going to Salon this last time, I go to that tall ministerial building where you get over 4 different ministries there. Me man, why enter na the compound? The motukande no more na the compound. Walk past the whole damn building.
Yeah.
It shows you the whole corruption and rampant. Somebody get for drive that motukande. I mean, when they talk about motukande wouldn't cost $75,000 and above. Somebody get for drive down there. Somebody get for gas land there. If you just sell them motukande there alone, go build several schools now we land. Man, there's no leadership anywhere. There is no leadership anywhere. Mr. Samura, the latest video we show today online, we see somebody to get $10,000 with them bring to them. The appearance of Dande was disgusting. Why if we accept money from anybody? If the money they come for in contribution for in party, let go through the political committee process, not through in hand. That does not look good. The appearance of that does not look good. If somebody give you $10,000, I'm a man, they need something from you.
Okay.
If you become president, they need something from you.
Okay, brother. I mean, I believe say there will be a lot of people because the emphasis and the way how you express them, it sounds like a really burning issue inside you. And I don't know how Sekou John see him, but I shall say he go opine later because we are taking notes. But very strong points made, sir. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mr. Anonymous. And hopefully you will call the platform again. Thank you so much.
I will continue. For 30 years it's been born in me, brother. For 30 years, we will continue. We will speak out loud and clear. We will not be afraid of any APC or SLPP. To hell with them.
No, what do you say? Maybe we go like.
God bless you. Good at so many times.
Maybe we go like for bring you na the platform one day so that we talk on issues.
Yeah, exactly. Because you get critical issues, then we look like you want to talk about. Like I say, the platform they glow red. In terms of color them. That's why we wanted something like a double phone. With the take notes, let me see this other color. Let me see this other color quickly. Right. Let me see this other color quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
So
Hello. Hang on, Sekou. Hang on. Oh, come on. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Prince.
Yes, sir. You want to contribute to the program, not so?
Yes, sir.
You name and who side they call from, please.
Yeah, Nina Ahmed, they right in UK.
Fire away, please. The floor is yours.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say thank you to Mr. Barry, Sheikh John Barry, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Actually, he do a very brilliant work then and now. I know since when he came over the program, I can really know following analysis there. Of course, me a regular listener to the program long ago. So I want to tell Mr. Barry, thank you very much. I think there be some impartiality with the analysis, and that's good. And that's why then time people know one forgetting and sit alone. You see, make I go to the point. So as to what they happen today in the country, it's sad. Mr. Prince, I think you don't analyze all these years, bringing different people at this channel, and then they follow, they listen. You see, one thing I think we fail to realize who side this thing all emerge from. You see, who side all of this thing which we see to the results, who side come up. Now this will not reflect, We salon people and we let for see what happened today. Now we look at today, what we self analyze and we get a mix up of ideas. We feel for that. So this is the problem come up. When this government come in, they make a lot of promises. They make a lot of good things that everybody dance. We anticipate that things are going to change. That and the Kurma no good at all not. So let's see what they bring on the table. But then again, you think you not castigate somebody in leadership until it come to, in the leadership mantle, and then you move for assessor and see. But if we are critical enough, if you not pass away, we don't go solo like someone like me, I don't go out, I know I don't grow there for a long time, I come here up, I don't big enough. If you look at somebody like Madabio, and then you look at which kind of input we will come, bring in the governance system. For me, I know we reach a high. Since then, when they come into power, I get doubts. Because, I guess few of the people who work into that military, of course, then they up to the big brother, me, who could be the Indian at the military, and I guess some top like people in our new family. So I look at that background there, and I see which governance system this guy gets. No, I don't feel so we will change things. And again, when we look at all the people that we surround now, I think they just go there for making them able to do something. They become important and come as a top elite. These are guys who want to be London. So they look at them. If you look at their faces, look at the resistance movement when this guy will launch Ben Kefala. Look at Ben Kefala today. So you see the thing. When you look at these people, you see that why the PR system, why the census. In as much as I know, a census not towards development, that governments they try to look at where they need to improve people's life. But this census is now all is politically motivated. You see, that's why they increase it. So every time you say Kenema gets about people more than the urban area of Freetown, and look at this vote, the mayor and the mayor vote is about 500 and something thousand, 800 or so. So, and you say the population of Freetown, the urban, is 600,000 according to their census. So you see, apart from this, those who doesn't vote at all and the one who they under age group. So you see the difference now. So that tells you all of this, where them make that census, now a premeditated plan and guess. Why do you think they cancel the local council election? They say could make an once and for all. They know what they're heading to. Why do you think the PR system come into play? I can understand vividly that you analyze this PR system and you call different people. Some people are for, some people are against. Look at it today now. Look at the parliament. Look at the PR system, whereby this government tells us that the independents are even the get six-star parliament and 11.something%. An average. How can the small party can they attend that? No. Now look what's happening now. So these are the problems. So all of these things. When you look at the governance system, this government don't capture everywhere. Look at the judiciary. Look at the police. Imagine the top of the police, they make a statement say no radio station for even venture, for even talk about the election results. Only the CSN. Imagine what the president said. They say they back that up. ONS leaders. These are people who therefore work for the people. When they call the preliminary on the first round, look at how soldier mind the role na grown. Amazing. So the international body, they watch me, they look at this kind of thing. Imagine that. These are the people who are supposed to guide me and you. Who look at people, not to politics. If you get to politics, keep them, inside you. But look at them today. And these are the people who they urge this APC. Go to court if you want. The government, they say, go to court. When they talk about the commissioner for yes, no. These are the, imagine where you get the pay in you, me, and Arsenal. So what are you, sister? And then they bring out the referee, where me and frown at. Then you say no. If the body will look at, I know the referee now, they will say, okay, since one person don't disagree, then go change them. But this, they say no, the referee for Dede, and they all support. Imagine the police officers, this awareness, the PPIC, they all now they urge APC, go to court, because they know already. You go to court, it doesn't mean nothing. Me, alone court. No, I can just say cite example. Look at LG, a young man in the prison. Why? They say go fetch now petrol station, it take 4 million euros. Imagine that. This is a civil issue. Today is in prison. They charge him for criminal offense. What is criminality in that offense? So look at how people they have the riots when the protest this election, they in a prison. Then they imagine no charges. So why is it the judiciary? So these are the people who tell me APs to take the case and go there. Now nothing. Because 10 parliamentarians were removed. Up to today, this case then call. So how many cases we know? Even the APC the flag bearer Samura Kawara in case now premeditated plan because they want for strangle them, for maybe they delay them, while the president will go around and capitulate. If you look at the Minister of Information, now that's the talk with the interview. Say APC not being prepared, they may propose their house them together, why the president will go campaign, they not be settled, then who may not to settle is they themselves because I think when they plan,
okay.
They work with the judiciary. So these things that will go for reflect back. If you sit on quietly, you analyze. You look at the trend, where things coming from, and where the image, and up to today. Some of you, we are young guys, with the level of understanding we get, with the small philosophy in sociology and reading education, I can understand where some of these start to do something. Where is it coming from? Because I cannot imagine. Me, I was once an examiner, marking for West Africa International Council. When I was in Sierra Leone, I said, I can't go to a foreign country, yeah? When we did mark for exam council, like in the grade 12, this is a conference marking. Then trust the teacher, take your sheets to your house. Mark. Before they can vet these papers, they vet them, then collect. You can enter the marks in the computer system. After the chief examiner don't go through that. If you make an election, the election get serious and say these are the things, these are the marks, these are the things, the collector, you can't take this away the cash until you come to the end. So how can you as a teacher be passing it's just a order marks from nowhere?
Okay, Mr. Kamara.
So these are the things. So
What's the way forward?
The things are not right.
What's not the way forward? What's not the way forward, sir? You've made great points and noted and taken.
Way forward to all this political crisis, we can't move on, Mr. Prince and Mr. Barry. If we say let's move on, it's like we ignore the early warnings the way the EU, the British, and the American and the French people live, and the Commonwealth, and the EU, and the ECOWAS. How can you move on? You not clear the doubts. Then you have. And the president will be feeling happy because to be because they are SLPP. No, we have to look at the country that way. What will correct things? What will set precedents? If they go back for a rerun, what will go make and clear so that the whole world will know say this country they clearly they go on now to all of the social media, every of VOA and this listen to them. Then they talk about the election. There's some discrepancies in the election. So how do we want to move on with this kind of trajectory? So now you see the presidents, they go around. This is a problem today in Sierra Leone. For me, when I grew up in Sierra Leone City, we get them liberty, we get them. These are local people who they analyze problems the way they imagine within the community, they settle them. So then they are in politics because the president they offer them motor car, they give them money. So then they come, even the imams, even the so-called pastors, reverend, they don't forget about the Bible. All of the in the Bible, they're not reading them again. So they're now inventing new books. Go to the imam today we have today. From Leoneans to Bakara, all of the 114 students in the Quran, they all of them today. So they all go into politics. So these are the things. So when we have leaders that doesn't want to speak the truth, then they shy away. They friend not a man than for afraid God. This is the problem we face.
Fair point, Mr. Kamara. We get for move on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barry. The role on the play is good so that people will be able to look at things and so that we iron out things. What could not sweep the dirty, put it under the carpet, and then then to buy the smell the parlor. So what the smell, so not doing that the dirty we put today, that you don't come out so don't begin to smell the bad odor. So let's clean this process. The process needs to be clean, then we go further. We're not going to accept this kind of way. So for me, I think I support the statement of the opposition. Let them. I don't think the cuts can yield any dividend for them. So, but we all need for Marshall, BU, APC, BU, ZDP, if we are correct citizen of Sierra Leone, we could support clean process. Now that's what we want. Let them count again. Then if this man win, fair enough, he win. But if you criminal leader, then can't put you on top of people that they don't vote for you. Even like a councillor, believe me, they will find out you. When you come from meeting at that village, all man they say taking control, and now they go, can they go there? Because they don't like you.
Yeah, okay.
So how which kind of leadership it will be? It will be
okay, Mr. Kamara.
President, Mr. Prince. Thank you very much. I want to say thanks to Mr. Barry for all the good work that they do.
Thank you.
I keep following now. Of course, being one of our fans, and I can share on our program, and I'll continue to follow because I just know which one they do. Thank you very much. Thank you once again.
Deeply appreciate that, and many thanks. Fambulem, just before we go down to an analysis or a quick look out at the few calls that we'll get. I think we'll get about 5 calls where we go make Sekou John for analyze. I be just want to remind Fambulem say this is the TNN TV Media Empire today on Monday the 3rd of July 2023, and we come to the end of the program soon after this analysis because it's been supposed to be 1 hour, 1.5 hour program. Please don't touch that dial. Last time for here, let's take a quick break. Yes, okay, Sekou John. Just a quick one for let me highlight within Fambul and talk, and then we wrap up this program. I want to begin from the reverse. I wonder whether you get anything for say or largest highlight within these callers then say so you can analyze, throw some comments on them, and then we wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah. So the last caller, he talked about something very important to me and you because we don't talk about these things then many a times, which is trying for bring people of different opinion or views to the platform. Whilst he make a critical point, but we've always been trying to do this. But go ahead, please.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for that. And then I believe say the regular viewers or listeners of this platform then go aware or at least them.
Okay, let's take this call, Sekou. Sekou, sorry for interfering with you midstream. Hello, caller.
Yeah.
You want to contribute to the program?
No, good evening.
You want to contribute to the Who say you call from and waiting on your name, please? I see say you postcode. I mean, you caller ID different. I don't know who's on a 213, but if you can just say who say you call from and your name and the platform is all yours, please.
It's okay. I'm in James. I call from Sierra Leone.
Okay, 213. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, just would you feel disappointed on your country because we see. I mean, we expect more from some of them already do well, but I listening to one caller from. I mean, I think from Washington DC. Yeah, that is, and the United States. where they say you don't left salon for the past 24 years, you don't come salon back after 27 years, no see nothing.
Yeah.
They tell us, we the young one, they see difference. They see difference. Even the West, not to be so extent, but they see difference. I mean, now for like you did the program, no need for the accent. Yes, you don't leave the country for 27 years. What you don't come to salon? What you don't do for salon? We don't go see something. I mean, we not do export. I don't see something. We not see it. At least now, focus difference. But there are most of them are now they support the proper business. You hear what they talk? Say my APC people then go. Now, parliament so then they go protest there. Which of course when they go there, no say no win the case. Then they support all the bad things of SLPP. But they know they come out like me. I don't get nothing for fear. I support APC. If APC will do bad, they talk. So if they support SLPP, don't just come up and say they support SLPP.
Well, again, I don't want to cut you in mid-flow, caller. But to me, the caller what I think say you talk about, we specific, the man we come, we say he left 27 years ago, he go back 27 years later, and the same thing. It not sound like say they support, it not sound like say they support any party, or even if they support maybe UC and so, but it sound like say na possibly critical of both sides.
No. It's a we don't understand what person they talk. These are the people who papa the pay for support them for point the young one they come up.
Okay.
We don't understand. They use the social media right now for pay people to like out.
Sure, if you watch the program, now you next after this caller, yeah. The caller, we get caller on the ground. Where the caller done, you will be next, please, yeah. Yeah, go ahead, caller. Sorry about this.
Like we get you platform. So waiting and they try for the right and then they try for come inside your platform, give you money, do everything so that you could advocate for the bad governance what they do. So this now the thing we go on at the salon now until right now.
Okay.
So now this is the thing.
Okay,
this
brother.
Is not problem right now. The only thing where you just feel yes, salon they need for reform and change everything, make things happen. But this is not the problem.
Okay.
They expect you count the PR system, you count the census, everything then count just for voting and today. Now the best decision we PC on take now this and now they want it's might it's everything, might they left it and the 5 year old thing might they do one how they want to who is long so mouse in out in the happy. Who that die, who that survive. Simple.
Okay. Fair enough. And for you, regardless, I will still ask you, this now your own way forward, no, so not for attend no courts, not for do this, not for do that. Just left and give them. That's not your position.
Okay, just imagine the case all APC don't go to a court for the past 5 years. They never called them. Nothing. They know so if they go this they will just say, you tell like for instance, you get your picking, you send your picking, and street say go thief. Then the person go only pick your thief. He count and say, okay, this one all so the count to in daddy. When are you standing picking for go thief? What if is the commodity?
Okay, fair enough. Many thanks for this, and we really appreciate your position.
So, like we stand so I want stand for my no allow papa for you to go and you platform we get.
Well, we take note of your advice, and not of us say we not consider your advice. We consider us strongly. But what you can do best for we? What you can do best for we now for continue for monitor we for see whether we don't change or not change. And people say much amount whether.
Thank you.
Okay then. Many thanks for the call. Bye bye. Okay, let me take this call. Another call. Sekou John, bear with me. Now we just take this call. Probably this will be the last one. If somebody hopefully not call again. Person insist badly. Hello, caller.
Yes, I apologize. I have to call back in. This is again the caller from Washington. I needed to respond to that young man that just called.
It look like say you get Boku. It look like say you get Boku number one at Washington DC. I'm just pulling your leg. Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Now for trying to get to Una, you know.
Okay.
To the young man where it just called. So unfortunately, if you make it personal, number one, again, why I left Salon will not be the vote for president.
Okay.
I not ever participate in any political system na Salon. Me not to SLPP, me not to APC. If you've been left from me, I'd have burn both of them down.
Okay.
Because I think they are both inherently corrupt.
Okay, if I can stop you, if I can stop you there, because I think say me and me media analyst really on the platform tonight, we feel you vibes, we feel you drift. And if you be the listener, sure, I make you come back. Yeah, we say to them, say the way how that man they sound, so it not sound like say they with any of them people and they will. So your point is well noted and well made. Many thanks, brother. Many thanks.
I thank you for that. I thank you for that, Ajeri.
Okay. Caller, you want to make a point? You Ulan, are you inside the call from?
This na Ahmed at the caller UK. May God make the temper. They all may they calm down.
Okay, Ahmed, quickly to the point, please. Thank you.
Okay. I get 1 point to our question, and then I will make 2, 3 analyze things them, and then I'll give them a chance more to analyze. What in the faith? If in our country, if APC then decide say they know they go not parliament or they know they contribute, they know they join this government, right? What in the faith? Hold on to it. Now, you see, what in the disturb we? They not be ever teaching with history, with background of Sierra Leoneans them. Then they affect you today. What in make them guy they are going to bush? They killed so many Sierra Leoneans them. We forgive them, won't get democracy for again. Now the same wrong close, now they go so back. Now they cancel our country.
Okay.
Until at the camp, please, I am Mr. Cromer.
Okay.
Until we set the table right for all who feature and who begin them, and for the sake of peace, until we set the table right. Now, the thing where caused the rebel war, now the thing back where they cause more problem in our country, where not the lawyers them, right? But you the see today, now where and some of the colors that they cow temper, now make sure they know they will lay the message clearly. You they see the imams them, the pastors them, for making them go do their job, no. The time for making them go do honey mount, not the thing in the camp. Until you say the truth, and then you call for peace. So me just want to know what in the fate of the country, if APC say they know they go, what will happen on the registration of the whatever they call them before they make the election?
Okay.
Now in that so they cancel back.
Okay. Fair
So
question.
I go stop now, I might give you a chance.
Yeah,
Please.
fair question. And Sekou John, I want to take on directly from waiting the last caller said.
Please.
If APC say then they go parliament and then they take up the opportunity given to them as expressed by the electorate, what do you think say go happen? You already caller clearly. Your view, please.
Okay, yeah, now a difficult, straightforward. But what do me think? Like you don't already make, you don't draw a parallel line with ability and the census. So meaning whether APC go or not go, then the SLPP, then they go ahead and do whatever they feel like doing. An interesting thing, because when I write something today on the issues, then I see what in some people I mean talk. Apparently, you go know say they are from the supporters of the ruling party. Then say, well, they're not to them business. So some people even be sarcastic. They say, well, now one party system na go come, because when I ask say how they go describe a parliament where you get only SAPP members, but what do me think if APC decide for stick by them guns? I think if I not forget the second caller or the first, like I believe say Dande go able force for the APC as a party with the government lay we, because we get moral guarantors. We, well, you call them development partners or whatever name you give them. I believe say they no go like for work with a government where we involved in them kind, or we they into them kind problems there. Yeah, I believe say that that go able force or that go bring in the international community for make them sit down and talk between them two parties here and see how best voting will be the way forward and foresee whether the demands of the APC, whether well, some of the demands, like to be honest, they are not realistic. For example, like saying the IG, Inspector General of Police, for resign, the head of Army, the head of ECSL, and the commissioners. Boku boku thing and they, I believe say no realistic. But I believe say now all anything and they now like the decisions now we then take if they stand by them strongly, they not do any dabaru business among themselves because this is not the other problem. Then go begin just now. So ma, maybe then go chook some few dollars to one man, he begin break away. Now so the thing go just rip off. But if they stand like united, they work as a team, then go able sit with the government because the issues them way don't happen, the problems them we don't see in these elections. I believe say genuinely then suppose for Sidom and address them and find way because one thing this is about the future, not to now. We don't know what in the plan for for 2018. So until maybe today would they say this one he blatant, he do this, he do that. Maybe 2028 will be worse. So therefore, in order for make them address, they able for address, put certain things in place. Now them for able to sit down and talk with the SLPP and the NEC, ECSL, then sit down, then talk and know waiting for do. So I don't listen to the various scholar. Like Akila go to the we brother we call from the US. I feel you pain because imagine you say you don't come out 27 years where you go na the same thing. Well, what somebody called from Freetown, he said no, thing don't change. You begin, make some kind allegation say that they na SFPP supporter or something. But me, I disagree because the man was clear, say they na any of the political parties. But now somebody who just frustrated with the situation, where you don't see the examples them where you don't cite like South Korea, like then Malaysia. So even though say self, even Rwanda now, for example, from where Rwanda, then war end. We know they talk about the human rights aspect because they back then say get their own problem. But in terms of development and other thing, if you check from where Rwanda gets where the war done, you check from we own from where war done, you compare or you go to Angola, for example. Angola, yes, they get money, they get diamond, they get oil, but we say for heaven's sake we get diamond. You understand? We get diamond, we get other minerals. So if you check, we in Angola almost the war then done at the same time. And Angola then fought a longer war than us. But they compare we in Angola right now in terms of economy and other development and other social services and other stuff. They compare. So you they ask yourself, okay, what will leader then they do? So this goes to both APC and SAPP. These two political parties are the told line of me brother in America. Then two political parties, if you check now, a disappointment. Some of we will when they grow up, like me grow up now, Falaba and Kwenedugu district, will be small. The light been the come, where light come, with the other, light don't come. But that time the country been don't begin bad off, but they come intermittently. Where it come maybe this week or maybe after 3 days or so. Now so the thing go till light left for come. Water been the come, take all things stop. So you find that if you check from that 10 day to now, you find out say now backward. Even though some man go argue say, look, we don't do this, we don't do that. But if you check, you compare Salon and other country then they will all done almost war the same time, who side and they and we. You go ask yourself, hey, what in they go on? Check for example, where even after the APC 11 years, for example, or we'll go to Pakaba first. From Pakaba in time to Madabio in time. check. Now the same issues they would complain about every day. We complain about roads, we complain about electricity, we complain about water, we complain about the country no able feed itself. Una remember Bakaba been say I think 2000 and almost no country no for go nobody no for go hungry na bed. So you that they tell you say about the food self-sufficiency in the country. You dey find out now from Pakaba in time, all the government now and Eskoroma in time taken to Madabio. Now Madabio they tell you during this campaign, they tell you say, well, this time they focus on agriculture. But you dey find out saying that the same issues them we dey complain about. So you go ask you say, we no able solve one problem. One problem. Whether say, okay, will they solve electricity? No, they're not able. Water problem? No, they're not able. Roads? No, they're not able. You understand? So talk less of corruption. When you check the audits from an Eskoloma in time, now so no more every year now worst. We come to SAPP time. Now instead like say the SAPP they say no wait an Eskoloma you small. We they do more than that. So in fact, what in then do now to the extent they say you know what now because they will allow the Auditor General for dinner in position. I make you the carry report some kind. Against so then decide for pull and then count somebody where critics then go believe say, well, this person na a pet. So you know, they find out say with denting and they check both the APC and SFPP. To be honest, not a party the way people learn for be proud of. To be honest, when it comes to development proper, not a party the way somebody will be proud of anyway. Because now they're responsible for wreck country. But the sad part about the whole situation is the mentality of Sierra Leoneans then don't fixate on this APC and SAPP. We see again where on a reliable third party then they come, but they're not able to survive. Where they come, it's like now only at one go. Where they come, they shine for that 110 day, then disappear. We see PMDC come, then do well, then disappear. You see, even I think na UNPP can for smart things have been tried with them. Some people I mean they say na they rig the elections in favor of SAPP by then. All man they talk you, but you they find out say UNPP no be from after that election they not do anything better. Uh, Now PMDC can 2007 they did well. They got I think about 10 seats in the parliament. They get some ministers. Okay, go on after that Anes Kuruma in first term. Second term, you know they are nothing, then just go natural death. Now you dey see how the party they struggle. So we get 2018, we get what they call NGC. You see where they get I think 6%, then get how many seats in the parliament. So we are there today. Today they're not get one great one. So you dey find out, but before the elections, we see where they align with the ruling party. So you dey find out say there is no hope for a third party for can replace them two political party away don't really lead we to the dungeon, to backwardness, to all waiting you know where the situation we dey in today. Okay, but you dey see fanatics them, political fanatics, both APC and SFPP, then will tell you, you know, then ready for be whatever, ruthless, wicked, and all thing against anybody will go critique any of them political party, especially when they're in power. We see APC during Anes Koroma in time, where them been get something like a mentality. If you criticize APC, anybody will criticize what thing they do at the time, that person they know they see them as a patriotic, you know, like the country. So it is find out say then transfer the same mentality to the SLPP. In fact, now SLPP then will tell you say no, APC was not aggressive when it comes to dissenting voices. You they see now SLPP they are more aggressive now. You don't understand. So they find out saying that the same mentality, the same mortal man there, almost now just one wear red, the other wear green. So that's the difference. But now the same mentality. So like it's really sad. It's really sad. But all man they blindly then they come defend this, do that. But what you mean they say here is if APC, for example, they hold on to them decisions, they not allow division for calm, then crookish and selfish people therefore can say, okay, no, would they defy the leadership or something? Then I believe say maybe that go able force the ruling party and the ECSL make them sit down and talk proper, because like what in the international observers they all condemn this thing, but we dey see people and they go now for discredit the international like the EU, then they try for discredit them. In fact, we will they talk
Exactly.
now, they say how we not like the country, we they do this, then a mental slavery, what in mentality or something. You not able understand what in they try for say. But these are the people where the president for the past 5 years. Now to them, wait man, yeah, they go say they try for rebrand the country. They go find investors there. But that time everything was okay. Where then trust una money, una agree, una accept. Where then give una money, una accept. But now where then tell una say, oh, this una process is not transparent. Una say no, una they interfere. So hello, what do una stand for? So these are the things. It's really sad. But now going to court again, where some man they say, well, they no for go court or they for go court. Again, the experience again, like it goes down to the experience where the APC don't get at the hands of the judiciary for the past years. Again, you go back because of Mango begin the them party picking them back, SNPP party picking them go can't tell you say, hey no, go back to what thing APC do. You they see what thing under the APC, what may happen to the former vice president, Rena Samsumana, where then do something, then cook up some kind, all kind lie, how the man lie within religion, how he do this, he do that. They end up for puller, he go court, he go to the Supreme Court, he lost the case. Then thing then they find out say baku thing then they happen na the judiciary. Where people most people even though yes, at the end of the day, we una go court, some people then go dey wey agree say no, this decision is not fair, but not a new thing anyway. But we see now after we SLPP can power 2018, we see what happened to the 10 members of parliament, like how APC sites na dem press release. You see what happen now. Una don't find them MPC are wanting, una don't remove them, but now una no conduct a rerun of the elections. What una do, una just take hand over that thing there. Una give the ruling party decide which side una forgive the NGC person, una conduct a rerun. So that moves in itself don't discredit the whole thing, don't make the thing don't look somehow political. Because let's say if una been give the NDC person at least instead become a member, because now him been get closer, they closer. At least if I don't see, okay, well, na a fair basis. So but all them thing then they make like the mistrust. People now, lot of people now, like especially from the opposition, they not get confidence in the court. That's why people then they say, you know what, we don't have confidence in this court, so we are not going there. We prefer for just say, you know what, we know we don't make we voices be heard through press release by saying we reject the result. They make them demands, but they are not going to court. Going to court would have been better if it don't be ideal if them bin get confidence in the court. But now what in they try for say the outcome that the court is already known before even then go there, because of precedent we don't be happen in the past. So it's really sometimes complicating, but it's just matter of taking a firm decision. If you not take a firm decision, maybe that will bring the for make una talk. But you dey see again the government again, and then get this attitude, this something like, if you want to call it arrogance or anything, attitude of say we don't care how you feel. We don't care. You dey find out say even the ECSL, from where APC then begin cry, then they complain this, complain that, complain this, complain that. You dey find out say something like an attitude of no give a damn. What you know what it's like, the one the way they cry, they not even get right for cry. You dey see some people and now for just discredit them. So to me, again, democracy, una need for engage, una need for talk. But if people in the cry, you just start like you get Now you shoot, you step on somebody, the person they cry, blood they come out, but you give a damn, you don't care. You don't care about that, so it's really sad. But I believe say democracy as a country, when they talk about national cohesion, when they talk about unity, when they talk about moving the country forward, so the bedrock, the root for that for them be for listening to each other and discourse, dialogue. I believe say dandelion for don't be the best. But the attitude of no care, like I don't care what you say, send police over almost 100 police now, APC party office, fire, they kill somebody. It's all it no, then they all know the help democracy, they strengthen national cohesion, they strengthen unity at all. And if you not listen to me, you bully me, you want for bulldoze anything. How me and you will get peace? How we will talk? So I believe say the government and the President Madabio, then they're supposed for really sit down, and if they get hardliners, because we know say they get hardliners among them, people that will just day for revenge. Because if they talk with some of them, then they refer you anytime where they talk where somebody they justify, then they use past injustice for justify the current injustice. No say no to better leadership. But so you find out say I know you find out say a lot of them can get like then get that anger in them, or like something like a mission, like for can teach they were say okay, would they teach they were lesson? They were they no we this not to the SFPP of Pakaba. So it's like the whole mission of can prove to Sierra Leoneans and say this not to the SFPP of Pakaba. This is not pauper. So and you if we know they get paupercracy, this not democracy. This is not a paupercracy. You understand? So we live in a democratic state, not in a paupercratic state. That una for able to understand that. So in a democratic state, una get for respect the values of democracy. Una get for respect that. Not to anything no more una can bulldoze. Una get for sit down and talk. Una get for sit down and talk. So me na that no more. But anything you say the bully, even at school, you the bully you colleague, bully somebody, bully all the time. Like okay, we see the census, waiting me happen. Later APC say well, we know they take part. Una go ahead and boku tin them back na these elections. Una no care. Just as long as the president is okay, you they see the institutions, then they go. So sometimes
Exactly.
if you watch the institutions, them most times again, not because of na SAPP no more, but the thing then the worst because it been the happen back under the APC, where really some certain institutions like the police then can bulldoze like they don't care how you feel. Human rights abuses been they happen, and it's still now more or less it go down worst under this SAPP. But they find out that the institutions then back na the serious issue, like the brother in America say we need a total mental again. We need mental overhaul. People that will occupy certain institutions and forget great integrity, will for really withstand certain pressure from the politicians. Yes, where the law not permit you for say certain things, you for able stand up say, you know what, I'm not going to do this there because the law not permit me for do this. If you say they force me as you the president, you want force me for do this, I go prefer for resign than for allow do this. If we get them kind leader then 3, 4, 5 institutions, I swear to God things go change. Or if the president self want for force somebody for do something where not willing for do, he leak that in there to the press. They write about that. You see they back off. You understand? But you see, in fact, now the press first, then get the pro-government press, now then they come first for discredit you. Like how they see some articles they waiting they write against Marcela Sampa or the EU or that.
Exactly.
It's really sad. So sometimes you find out I can feel the pain where we brought in America, where they express himself. Yeah, you did not say a genuine thing. Now you did not say a genuine thing now they express. But these are the problems. These are the problems.
Okay, SKJ. Goodness me, I wish you for me not end on a high note today, very high bar. But I want to push you for the last few seconds or last few minutes on the show, and I want to go back to waiting with first caller. You sort of express when Mr. Mamadou Mansari. He mentioned issues that the reason why there is some degree of skepticism between government and the others, i.e., the APC in this case, is because the skepticism we talk about here, now because there were issues surrounding state captured institution or the capturing of state institutions, the division between political party and the courts. And in other words, there is no trust and confidence between these institutions and the people or aggrieved parties. This is now Mr. Mamadou Mansari. Up to the judicial system, you cannot trust the entire system. He also mentioned something about the legal bar, and you, a person is of legal mind. You're probably aware that they released a statement which Mr. Mamadou Mansari described as disgraceful because they seem as an institution for don't take part. They say BO lack the international support and they try forget local support. Times are tough for the SLPP, and he even go on for say, let we see what thing will happen within the next 3 months. I don't know exactly what he mean, but finally, if you can just analyze this, assess this, evaluate this, and on a final note, what thing will happen going forward? Is Mr. Bio there to stay? Is he going anywhere? Sanctions and embargo, then go impose sanctions, maybe targeted sanctions on them, because after all, the international community will have to be seen doing something over.
Okay, yeah, I think say I've been done already answer certain things way related to the courts and APC not going or going, and even answer say, well, if they no go, they stick to waiting them the decisions, waiting will possibly be the outcome. Like again, what I've been saying, they might maybe the international community go say, okay, let them sit down and talk, or then thing and day. But like the other thing, the institutions, the ability, I don't rub much by all them thing and day,
Yes,
because
a lot.
I don't
I
talk
mean,
about
just
this.
specifics. Yeah.
Yeah, the security sector as well. Why I say, well, the both the under the APC and the SLPP as well, you dey see how, because we develop a system as a law, when they say orders from above, you dey see somebody they give order, minister they give order, or in fact now say Fontoba political supporter self go get influence, go one for tell you say they are in power, in party they in power, they can threaten people. So you dey find out say you go want for believe voting, then they talk about state capture, you go want for believe that, but it's really sad. But what me they say, like again, in terms of somebody talk about sanction or not sanction, well, APC been done mention that na dem press release, the second to last press release, so we they released today or yesterday, because it don't pass 12 now, yeah. But again, if anything and they go happen, normally we dey see some targeted sanction to certain individuals, but again, we don't know whether they go reach that stage there, because I believe say then go expect for lay we able for sort to self out. But if the attitude of ignoring, because I believe say na im go worsen the situation. If the APC they complain, they cry over something, then nobody know they listen to them, nobody no care. You go worsen the situation. You don't operate a government like that. You don't operate a country. Even you AUF now, you they do something where you woman not gladdy. And they complain all the time, but you they continue for ignore 'em. Definitely something problem will happen between you two. So especially now, if the EU they talk about, the EU and other international bodies, like especially the two main ones, na the EU and the UK, okay, the three and US. If their wire don't say a system not transparent, then get problem with them. For example, then then concern align with the opposition party. So if una continue for ignore and just dismiss them people, and they say una they go ahead, una na they were, then definitely, I like Africa, the whole of Africa congratulate una. una go get serious problem, because now let's say the EU and the US get influence, then get influence with the IMF, then get influence with the World Bank. So that day you know go say na lie, they not get that influence there. The UK, same thing. So let's say if that why I get problem with una, definitely then get for go dey influence certain things na the international stage. So una not, if the one day where they ignore or where they try for dismiss, make like say no to issue, I believe say na a big mistake. I believe say the need for sort this thing and talk am and know how waiting are the way forward. And the APC they say they want for the run. Una check the possibilities. So me na that number I say for just add before we leave.
Okay, Sekou John. I'm sure the audience cannot thank you much enough. Neither can myself. But if I can use this public space for appreciate your time, very critical times, very succinct analysis, insightful insight, we can only happen at the then and now media empire. Fambulem, we are transitioning. Transitioning not means say with the left way we do, we go continue for talk. But every platform can try for better. Study the market. When I say market, not in a financial term, but in the ethos or ethics of the business where we they do. How we they produce with language to with people them, who that they will they communicate to, who that they will they bring come. If you now watch some of the comments, then will be the highlights. You go see people them are crying, say we for bring other voices them. So it's not like we are not trying. We've sent messages to the Minister of Information, to the ACC boss. These are the kind of people that I want for bring. But for make sure say we get them, we'll continue for the watch and the shape the platform and the likes. We cannot have 500 viewers and then you get 50 likes. There is some disconnect there. But we've done enough for tonight. And Sekou John, many thanks for this. It doesn't end here because again, other programs then they come up very soon. Probably by tomorrow, if we keep watching our space, we will get new information for una. Fabulem. One last time. This is the TNN TV Media Empire. I'm Prince Samuel Kroma, along with Sekou John Barry. They say good night for now. Bye-bye.